Evolusi perindustrian 4.0 pada hari ini menyaksikan sektor pendidikan negara cukup penting di kalangan rakyat Malaysia. Penguasaan ilmu terutama dalam sains, teknologi, kejuruteraan dan matematik atau STEM amatlah diperlukan. Di negara maju, sikap berlumba-lumba dan keinginan mencari ilmu yang tinggi telah membawa negara seperti Amerika Syarikat terkehadapan. Dominasi universitinya dalam ranking 10 terbaik dunia adalah bukti semangat itu.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
Impian menjadi perintis dalam pelbagai bidang keilmuan dan mereka cipta. Itulah antara semangat demokrasi keilmuan yang dicetus ke hari ini di kalangan masyarakat negara maju. Malah kedudukan wanita dianggap sama penting dalam pencarian ilmu. Ia juga selari dengan tuntutan agama.
So part of our work, we talked a lot about our economic side. Part of our work is in education. We've particularly focused in English education, come back to the ETAs, but we've also focused in STEM. We have a great desire for innovation. One of the things there about the US is also that there is an acceptance that people are going to fail. And in fact, we encourage the idea of failure and that's okay. You have to get up and try again, and that from failing you learn. So I think that is an aspect of why there's a lot of innovation and entrepreneurship in the US.
Well, in American Muslims celebrate diversity and equality, and that is an Islamic value. So that is a similarity that we feel is there between the Malaysian experience and the American Muslim experience, is to value women for who they are and their contribution in society.
Kewujudan badan yang sentiasa membuat kajian perkembangan bidang ilmu khususnya yang berkaitan STEM membuktikan pencarian dan penerokaan ilmu baharu sentiasa menjadi buruan dalam kalangan masyarakat negara maju ini. Menariknya, rakyat Malaysia sendiri tidak mahu ketinggalan berebut peluang itu.
So we fund research into how to change learning environments, starting at pre-kindergarten all the way through undergraduate education and into graduate education and into the professoriate. So we look at very long and into employment, into environments in the workplace.
Dalam sistem pendidikan pula, Amerika Syarikat memberi perhatian khusus dan sentiasa melaksanakan penambahbaikan yang boleh dicontohi. Antaranya penubuhan institusi pendidikan bagi mengendalikan pelajar kategori istimewa dan yang memerlukan perhatian lebih khusus dalam aspek psikologi dan motivasi. STEM Tree Academy adalah contoh jelas kejayaan evolusi sistem pendidikan di sini yang dibangunkan untuk mengembangkan pembelajaran STEM bagi golongan sasaran pelajar khas.
Every child in the United States is entitled to a free public education. But many of our students, because of their special need, are not able to thrive in a public school setting. And there can be many reasons for this. So they might need counseling, they might need occupational therapy, they might need speech and language, they might need services that we can provide to them that they don't get at the public school system. So rather than have them be dependent and have them be a burden on society, we think there's a great need to have them be independent, have them be productive.
It's always exciting. Not one day is boring. You know, we have kids that, have tantrums. We have kids that hurt themselves. We have kids that, break down. They don't understand things. They're very black and white. So it's a really, really difficult population. So that's how severe a lot of our kids are. We have a lot of kids where they haven't been in school but they have a lot of potentials with all kinds of different things. Yeah, and then they're fun and they're great and they have great personalities. They're all really interesting.
I like the very small class sizes, and it's very lenient, and there are a lot of students with special needs, so all the teachers and staff are very good at accommodating everyone's needs.
Yeah, I think the teaching style really works for a lot of us. It's it's not monotonous. A lot of times they have activities, they make it fun. It's a lot of engaging. So, yeah, I'd say that's good.
But I think for me, this STEM Cubed Academy is definitely a better option just because of the small class sizes and the different teachers, the different learning environment. I really like it here.
So biology, computer science, math, robotics. The teachers teach it very, in my opinion, they do a good job at teaching the material.
Menariknya, ia bukan sahaja menampung pelajar remaja atau di peringkat menengah, malah pelajar di peringkat sekolah rendah.
What do you like most?
I would say math.
Why?
Because it's pretty easy for me. That you should come here. It's really fun. And I would say the more the better.
I like it a lot. Because it's cool. I do break and pancake party and lunch, and that is cool.
When you are thinking, I don't think I can do this, then you should think and then plan and then keep moving on.
Sistem pembelajaran yang cukup fleksibel di sini telah banyak membantu para pelajarnya menunjukkan kemajuan dalam pelajaran. Semuanya mengikut keupayaan masing-masing. Yang pasti, tiada tekanan diberikan kepada pelajar.
We have students who they have different learning and social differences, go beyond the traditional classroom, pen and paper, and have them be able to use more tactical experiences.
Kecemerlangan sistem pendidikan di sini yang banyak menggalakkan pelajar menerokai minat dan keupayaan diri juga dapat dilihat, terutamanya di peringkat pengajian tinggi.
And right here, I'm making what I'm calling coin cell critters. They are little toys for kids that kids can assemble and learn a little bit about circuits and batteries. The goal of what I'm building right now, these coin cell critters, is to get kids interested in learning science and electronics, and to try and start them at a very young age to be interested in robotics and electronics.
So I'm an assistant professor of physics at American University, and so I teach classes, and I do research in optical physics and in quantum information. So I've always sort of had a lot of interest in science. When I was very young, I was very interested in biology, but that kind of changed over time. I discovered physics, over time in high school, and just decided that this seemed really neat, seemed like the neatest thing to try and understand.
Di Amerika Syarikat, penglibatan wanita dalam bidang kejuruteraan dianggap tidak berubah, iaitu konsisten pada tahap 18 ke 20% ketika ini. Kajian pasaran buruh di Amerika Syarikat menjangkakan sekurang-kurangnya 30% penyertaan wanita dalam bidang berkaitan kejuruteraan diperlukan menjelang 2022. Situasi ini menyebabkan lebih banyak usaha dilakukan dengan menerapkan pendidikan STEM di peringkat awal persekolahan sehinggalah ke peringkat tinggi.
We know from very early on that there are stereotypes about who can do STEM, and these start extremely early. Toddlers know from ages of 4 or 5 years old whether or not boys or girls are supposed to do certain jobs, so that tends to steer some women and girls away from STEM very early on.
Melihatkan senario itu, institusi pengajian tinggi kebelakangan ini lebih agresif mempertingkatkan program mereka untuk menarik lebih banyak pelajar, terutamanya perempuan dalam aliran kejuruteraan. Antaranya adalah Universiti California Berkeley, antara institusi yang berada dalam kelompok teratas di Amerika Syarikat bagi bidang kejuruteraan.
CITRIS is an acronym that stands for the Center for Information Technology Research in the Interest of Society. We were founded in the year 2000 through a grant from the state of California, and we have been going since then in really helping to focus research and training and better understanding and tool development, technology development for areas that are going to have a broad social impact. So we work with a range of students that come from all different backgrounds throughout California and internationally. So that means that we are already reaching out to students who might not otherwise have opportunities for getting a really excellent higher education and in a very highly regarded research institution. So STEM, of course, is important for the future of work. There are a lot of interconnected aspects to the Citrus Research Initiatives, including that one.
The first class I took here was called Design Innovation 22, and that was with Chris Myers, and that really opened my eyes and allowed me to experiment with things in the engineering world.
When I say design, I know that it can encompass a lot of things, but I particularly like digital fabrication as well as creative coding. So what that means is I do a lot of projects that relate to creative technology, things that involve 3D printing, laser cutting, electronics, but I also do a lot of coding that involves graphics or open source technologies that allow me to express myself.
I really didn't think that I could do anything technical when I first started out. Like, I was an artist, I was a humanities major, and after taking those classes and getting introduction to them, I felt a lot more confident to come in here and start learning from the staff. And the staff here is also like really, really amazing.
Dalam usaha menggalakkan lebih banyak pelajar perempuan melanjutkan pelajaran dalam bidang kejuruteraan, program khusus berbentuk summer camp diadakan.
So as the program director of Girls in Engineering, I manage the entire program. So I help families to learn about the program. I went through the application process, help our team here select the applicants who we are admitting for the summer. My advice to the parents is have the kids try out all the different activities. Often, you don't know what you're interested in until you try it. I always actually tell the parents for this program, my goal is not to try to force all of their kids to be scientists and engineers when they grow up. My goal is for them to learn about how exciting engineering and science and math can be.
Bagi rakyat Malaysia, antara yang bertuah dapat melanjutkan pengajian di salah sebuah universiti terkemuka di Amerika Syarikat dalam bidang berkaitan STEM ialah Dr. Rosita Dolah. Ibu kepada 3 orang anak ini bukan sahaja merupakan pelajar pasca siswasa tetapi juga bergiat aktif sebagai pemimpin persatuan pelajar di sini.
Kini saya mengikuti pengajian postdoctoral di Massachusetts Institute of Technology di bawah Jabatan Kejuruteraan Mekanikal, dan penyelidikan saya sekarang ni di MIT Department of Mechanical Engineering berfokuskan kepada pembaharuan tenaga ataupun kita panggil renewable energy. Memang kita rasakan kesibukan antara pelajaran ataupun pendidikan di MIT dan juga menjaga anak-anak, tapi sebenarnya itulah kekuatan kita sebenarnya.
Dalam pada itu, peluang melanjutkan pelajaran ke luar negara ini turut dimanfaatkan oleh anak-anak beliau, terutama pendedahan dalam subjek berkaitan STEM di sekolah.
Kalau masa waktu buat assignment, best kat sini sebab cikgu macam tak bagi pressure sangat untuk siapkan benda tu.
Saya 12 tahun. Saya belajar dekat Wartown Middle School dengan saya suka subjek Spanish. Sains kat sini ada buat banyak eksperimen, tapi kat Malaysia macam kena macam fill in the blanks kat dalam textbooks je macam tu.
Kita juga nak mencari peluang untuk bekerjasama dalam hal-hal STEM ni lah dengan institusi-institusi yang terkemuka macam MIT ni nombor 1 dalam dunia. Kalau kita dapat mengadakan program-program ataupun collaboration, networking dengan mereka, ya kita dapat membawa manfaat teknologi, ekspertis dan juga pakar, tenaga pakar, supaya boleh kita gunakan mereka untuk sama-sama membangunkan teknologi dan industri di Malaysia masa akan datang.
Yang pertama wanita dari Malaysia yang memasuki Akademi Laut Amerika Syarikat atau singkatannya USNA.
actually told me that I was the first female, and it was kind of happy, but at the same time I felt that it was a lot of responsibility, so I was more like stressed about it rather than happy, because I knew it was a responsibility rather than something I've accomplished. I'm carrying a responsibility for 5 years. That's a big thing. So basically here is like, it's not about how much you study, it's about how much effort you put into study and how effectively you study.
Bertempat di Annapolis, Maryland ini jugalah beliau bersama 2 orang lagi pelajar seniornya melanjutkan pelajaran ke akademi ini.
At first when I get accepted to be here, I feel very happy. First and foremost, just because you be able to go out and representing Malaysia, and you come to Naval Academy with a hope to be a better naval officer. And all of the friends that I met here really helped me in getting to know culture and the differences that we have from our background.
My advice for future Malaysians who want to apply to the Naval Academy or to the military academy or any other academy is that no matter which stage you are at in terms of the interview process, just believe that nothing is truly impossible and you won't know until you try.
Hakikatnya, pelajar Malaysia yang melanjutkan pelajaran ke luar negara secara umumnya adalah cermelang dalam pelbagai sisi. Kelebihan melanjutkan pengajian di luar negara mahupun bekerja di luar negara sebaik tamat pengajian mempunyai kelebihan dan kekurangannya. Di Malaysia, isu brain drain seringkali diperkatakan apabila ketiadaan mereka yang pakar di dalam negara. Situasi ini bagaimanapun pada masa yang sama memberi kelebihan kepada Malaysia.
But we do have many Malaysians who studied here then chose to stay back because Silicon Valley is like the mecca of technology, they call it. So there's a lot of opportunities to build products that is the most advanced in the world. So a lot of them took that opportunity to work in the tech field here. So it can be a startup, or there are also plenty of Malaysians working in companies like the FANG companies, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google. Yeah. So we do have many Malaysians working in those companies here.
Kita tahu apa expectation dia. Bila saya bekerja dengan American professor ni, saya tahu what kind of expectation yang dia harap kita. So based on our work ethics, kita just prove to be the best.
One of the things that I think is helpful is thinking differently about the kind of companies you join when you start coming out of secondary school or coming out from university. Don't just look for the big company names, right? Look for startups, because you're young, you have lots of energy, and there are startups in KL, in Penang. The other way is if you have an opportunity, if you're already working, or if you know people who have friends in California, right? Find ways for them to help you get maybe meet people here who just by email. You can maybe set up a mentor. As a school, someone still a student, maybe find a way to connect with people here in California who will be willing to mentor you and who can help you understand, hey, what does a software company look like, right? And obviously the other way is you can always come here to work.
Whenever I speak to secondary school students in Malaysia, I tell them, you must leave Malaysia and experience a larger, bigger world, learn many things, and then come home to help Malaysia. Malaysia it lives in a very dynamic geographic region, both in ASEAN and then in Asia. So the truth is that Malaysians are competing against other economies in the region, and many of them are also facing the same challenges. How do we upgrade? How do we move up the value chain? How do we improve our educational systems for the future?
Jika destinasi dalam menuntut ilmu diambil kira, Amerika Syarikat mungkin salah satu lokasi yang boleh dipertimbang. Ia memandangkan kemajuan dalam sistem pendidikan, fasiliti yang sedia ada dan penggubalan silibus pendidikan di negara itu lebih berfokus untuk pelbagai kategori dan disiplin ilmu. Namun yang jelas, tidak kira walau di mana pun tempat kita menuntut ilmu, yang penting ilmu yang diperoleh dapat dimanfaatkan untuk pembangunan negara.